Today in Review This Thing, we're going to review this thing, the Taurus G3C TORO. Hey, this is Adrian with Review This Thing. Because this video is about the Taurus G3C TORO, YouTube won't let us put any product links in this description, so check out our website, www.reviewthisthingtv.com, and we'll put plenty of helpful links in there. Now let's get into this Taurus G3C TORO. A few months ago, I started on a mission to find my ideal 9mm handgun. We were able to borrow a G3C directly from Toro. It was actually part of our best 9mm handgun for the female shooter video. If you haven't seen that one, check it out because it's pretty interesting. Because of that review, my friends and I were able to shoot this gun a lot. So I feel pretty good about giving you a review. So let's review this thing. As always on Review This Thing, we're going to cover the facts. The first part is fit. So fit is going to be a little tricky with this handgun as well as all the others because mainly I'm going to tell you how it fits me and then you can kind of see how that fits you. So I have pretty small hands. It's about 5 inches from my thumb crease to the end of my ring finger, and it's about 4 1/4 inches from my thumb crease to the end of my index finger. And the total width of my other 3 fingers is right at 2 inches. I do wish the grip was just a little bit longer because with my fingers being 2 inches wide, my pinky hits right about the crease of the magazine and the grip, which can lead to some pretty uncomfortable pinching and rubbing whenever I shoot the gun. And at the widest circumference, the grip is right about 5 1/2 inches. This size grip actually fits my hand pretty well. In our testing, it varied. Some people said it was too big, some people said it was too small. So make sure you go and handle it yourself, shoot it yourself before you decide. Now another component I think is important with fit is how easy is it to reach the trigger. From the back of the grip to the trigger is about 2 3/4 inches. So it actually makes it very easy to grip and be able to reach and put a good bit of your finger on that trigger. If you want to go handle this gun and see how it fits you whenever you put your finger on the trigger, then that'd be a very good idea. There's a couple of other things about fit that I really do like about the G3C TORO. One is that there's a little thumb shelf, so whenever you're gripping the gun, there's a nice easy place for your thumb to stay. And there are also little indentions on the forend of the gun where you can rest your trigger finger as well as your opposite thumb for gripping the gun. Another thing I like about fit of this gun is it's really easy with my smaller hands to reach the magazine release, the slide release, as well as the manual safety. Overall, the Taurus G3C fits my hand really well. I do wish that the grip was a little bit longer so my pinky had somewhere to sit comfortably on the grip itself and not the magazine. So I'm going to take a little bit off because of that. So I'm going to give fit a 4.5 out of 5. Now, is the Taurus G3C TORO as advertised? So there is a Taurus G3C and the TORO, and the only difference is that TORO stands for Taurus Optic Ready Option. So it basically means that you can take the plate off the top and use an adapter plate to mount a red dot like we have here. The G3C comes with 4 different adapter plates, so you should be able to fit just about any red dot that you want. It was really easy to mount this Axion red dot that we have, take it to the range, and get it sighted in fairly quickly. And as I advertise, as always for us, having the red dot helps us be quite a bit more accurate as well as acquiring that target more quickly. Taurus also advertises reliability with the G3C. We've had at least 9 or 10 or more people shoot this gun. We've had several rounds of ammo through it, and I think probably 3, 4, maybe even 5 different types of ammo. And with all that shooting, we haven't had one misfire, not one get hung up, no issues at all with this gun shooting any ammo we put through it. Finally, Taurus advertises one of the best price points for this type of gun. The retail on the Taurus G3C is about $450, which is already pretty low, but the retail price at the time of filming this video I found anywhere from like $370 to $425, which is pretty inexpensive comparatively. And it was actually the 3rd least expensive in our test behind the Sky DVG1 and the Taurus GX4. So from our experience, we feel like the Taurus G3C TORO does exactly what they advertise that it will. So because of that, we're going to give that a 5 out of 5. Now on to construction and durability. First, just to cover some construction info. The G3C is a compact, striker-fired, single-action 9mm handgun. The frame is polymer, and the slide has a Tenifer matte black finish. The overall length is right at 6 inches, and the tallest height is 4 1/4 without the magazine. First, I just want to tell you a few things I like about the construction. I do like that the G3C has a manual safety as well as the trigger safety. So if you don't want to leave on the manual safety, you also have a backup. I also like that it has a pick rail on the front, so if you want to mount a laser or a light, or if you want to use a dry fire trainer like the Mantis X that we've told you about, then that's really easy to do with this gun. It's also nice that it comes with 3 different magazines, either 10 or 12 round depending on which gun you buy. And I like that it comes with 4 of those mounting plates so that you should be able to mount your red dot without having an added expense of buying another mount. Now, as far as the sights, I do like that there is one very clear dot on the front. I almost wish that it was a little more narrow though. Obviously it's going to help you aim better, but to me I like having a little bit smaller thing to look at. And a high vis color would be nice, but they are interchangeable so you can always buy other ones if you want. As far as a couple of things that I'm not a big fan of, the grip on this G3C to me is excessively rough. I can appreciate being able to increase your grip, especially if your hands are sweaty, but to me it's just way too rough, and it often makes my hands feel raw after I've shot a while. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the trigger. We took the Wheeler digital trigger gauge and averaged right about 4 pounds on this trigger, which that part isn't bad. The thing that I really don't like, and I assure you that this gun is unloaded, but mainly I just want to show you how far back you have to pull the trigger before it fires. To me, that's just way too much play in the trigger before you actually get it to fire. So one of the reasons that I don't like that, again, fully unloaded, is because when I'm gripping the gun and I try to squeeze the trigger, I don't know if you can see it, but my finger runs into my hand. And that's very uncomfortable whenever you're trying to shoot. The other thing it does is that because I feel like I'm having to pull too much, I pull too hard and often shoot low with this gun. As I mentioned, we've shot several hundred rounds through it without cleaning it, and it's still done really well, no issues there. Overall, there are a lot of things that I like about the construction of this gun, but that really rough grip, the shorter grip, and that trigger are just deal breakers for me. So because of that, I'm going to give construction and durability a 3.5 out of 5. Now on to testimonials and reviews. So I looked at several different store websites and actually had a pretty difficult time finding any reviews. There really aren't a lot out there, but I'll tell you the few complaints we did see. One is that the grip is too aggressive, and we've already covered that. Some other people said that they had a lot of misfires with their gun. Like I said, we haven't had that. And then a few other people said that no matter what they did, no matter what ammo they used, it jammed all the time. And again, thankfully, we didn't have any issues with that. But as always, we tell you the score we found. So for testimonials and reviews, 4.6 out of 5. And finally, should you buy this thing? Now, I'm not going to bore you with this long diatribe about how you need to go handle a gun and shoot a gun before you buy it, because you know that it's true. But I will say this, with the Taurus G3C, we haven't had any problems with misfiring or rounds jamming. It's a pretty fun gun to shoot. It's very accurate, and especially once we got that red dot on there, we were super accurate. I feel like for the money, it's really hard to find something that does this well. So if you're looking for a compact 9mm that's going to shoot reliably and consistently, and you can get over the texture of the grip and the trigger, then absolutely you should try this out. But for me, I dislike that trigger a lot and the grip just enough to take it down a notch. So because of that, I'm going to give Should You Buy This Thing a 3.75 out of 5. Hey, thanks for watching our Taurus G3C video. While you're here, go watch a bunch of other videos. Check out that best 9mm one. If you watch a video and you like it, give us that thumbs up. If you really like it and you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and check out our website, www.reviewthisthingtv.com.